What's good with y'all? We back with a motherfucking no one. Hope niggas having a good day. We got the dark rise of BrainRot content. Bro, I'm already knowing, bro. They talking about them little niggas with that Ohio shit. But let's be real. Because I'm from, I guess, that era, bro. That annoying orange nigga. Like, that was BrainRot too, man. Let's not like we ain't have it too, though, bro.
BrainRot content
but it's worse
is literally
now.
making the next generation look like something out of Idiocracy. Dumb, dopamine destroying attention span.
It's like worse now, though.
GTA Subway Surfers clips with random Family Guy moments and flashy edits. All of this garbage is becoming a cancer on society.
Not like no cap.
The
like the shit at the bottom, like, what's that game called? Subway Surfers, bro. Like, I ain't even necessary, bro. You just do the full vid. I don't even need that, bro.
effects this content is having on Generation Alpha, who are currently being born and raised with this stuff in the most formative developing years. What will society look like in 20 years' time when Generation Alpha grows up with this content, leaving a foundational impact on their brains? Well, in this video, we're going to be going over the true damage BrainRot content is having on Generation Z and
I feel like kids understand. I feel like it's doing it to everybody.
Impact from the beginning. BrainRot comes in different ways, but the common factor is that we are trading our normal real-life practices with what we find on the internet. We seem oblivious that we are replacing our basic life decisions with quick, easy solutions without checking if it's from a sound source. Now, of course, not everything on the internet is accurate, and based on each case, it could do more harm than good. And this is the start of BrainRot. It replaces essential needs. Before we know it, we're scrolling through whichever platform, taking in so much trivial information that ultimately is useless to us. But today in 2024, BrainRot has taken a whole new level, and the real victims of this are kids. As we all know, most parents today are tired from working. They come home late, tired and exhausted, and want to slump on the sofa. And yet if they have a crying toddler, the simple solution is to put on something entertaining for their toddler so that mum and dad can relax. And so they'll put on a show like CoComelon. Now, parents aren't necessarily trained to take a closer look at what they're watching. Parents just want to do the chores, get the dishes done, and it's taken for granted that CoComelon is safe. After all, they've got tens of millions of subscribers. Every other kid watches this stuff. And whilst we're not saying CoComelon in and of itself is a terrible thing, it's the way it's designed and how it's the tip of a rabbit hole that really starts to do damage on children's minds. You see the show like many
niggas know the motion for them kid shows. Like, even Funny Mike, then don't he do shit like that? Like, he making money on the YouTube Kids too. He doing like kids music and shit. Like,
channels is designed to keep your child's attention, which means there are constant picture changes every couple of seconds.
Over there.
But what is your toddler learning? Well, nothing but nursery rhymes and a YouTube addiction. But at such a young age, this constant picture change, with flashy edits, constant zooms, crazy over-the-top voices, is more than what a baby can usually process. So the brain has to do everything it can to deal with all of this stimulation. Instead of learning through touch, feel, experiences, and even through the reassuring sound of mum's voice, it's replaced with a screen showing bright colors and setting up the mind for the new normal. Overstimulation. And this is from the very beginning of their lives.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This content is so addictive, and the beginning of another.
Like, even me, I had like a good childhood without, you know what I'm saying, too much electronics. Still watch TV and shit, but like, I was still heavily outside, all that. But you got niggas from birth finna come out just straight iPad, like straight already.
Nasty rabbit hole that parents are completely
you know what I'm saying?
Too. And this overstimulation can't be overstated
for dopamine, bro.
There's already been a bunch
of
you
know what I'm saying? Watching YT all day.
As this overstimulation has the same effect as street drugs for children. The brain is thrown into the deep water of what it is processing, and it's exhilarating and exciting, but to what end? And you see, this is just the start. As we all know, and as we've mentioned on this YouTube channel before, there is a new phenomenon known as the iPad kids, where the go-to for parents nowadays is to give their kid an iPad to keep them entertained, because now the child has been taught that this is how entertainment should be. Take it away from them, all hell breaks.
They don't play by Miss Rachel.
Education, we
raise expectations for
public education. Lesson
because the brain
YouTube really cracking down on these ad blockers. Niggas hating.
Lots of children are no longer able to be in real reality, present, and grounded in nature. They have to have overstimulation, constant color changes, bright flashing signals. And so it's almost a survival mechanism to have their iPad now. It's a full-on hardwired addiction to their brain, with a constant urgency to be entertained. Going outside, playing in parks, having picnics, and having social interactions are important parts of growing up and learning. They are the foundational years that set your moral code and your beliefs about the world and other humans. Getting your hands hands dirty in the mud and being exposed to germs and viruses that build up the immune system is all part of how your body learns to fight or manage environments. But now this is all starting to change, where kids need their stimulation from their iPad, the flashy games, the Subway Surfers, the Mr. Beast videos, to feel satisfied. And this is just numbing their mind as the overstimulation takes its toll. You see, developing your imagination is vital to problem solving, and these tools are being replaced with entertainment that numbs this. But the problem only gets so much worse later down the line, as kids are being deprived of more social interaction, community, being outside, reading books. It starts to really take a toll on their mental development.
Speaking of books, this what book I just started on right here. You feel me? I need to gain some self-discipline. Gotta read, you know what I'm saying?
Element. And one of the questions is, who are these people raising the next generation of society? Who are the moral teachers?
Can I get amen? Can I get amen?
Well, it's probably some of the worst people in society teaching your child how to think. You see, YouTube clips advertised as educational for kids have been exposed since ElsaGate. Now, ElsaGate is a name given to clips on YouTube that are presented as child-friendly but are very inappropriate for kids. It's an entire topic on its own. We've actually done a whole video on this, but the fact remains that while parents are allowing kids to use iPads, they are never ensured a safe environment and could be exposed to very unsavory behaviors through what they see as just a cartoon. And so as kids are being taught by these predators, these creeps, some of the worst people in society, while having their brain completely rewired, when they go into the education system, it's becoming a complete disaster. Teachers worldwide are battling to hold their students' attention, and they have taken to TikTok and other platforms to discuss this growing problem. Kids in 8th grade cannot spell a list of words. A simple task like this is a sign of extreme ADHD, which is hardly the child's fault. The constant social media intake, bright colors, and addiction to their iPad has not only begun their own brain rot, but set them up for failure. They have the belief that they know everything because they take in so much from the content they watch, but in more ways than we can imagine, using social media as their teacher. A teacher who a few decades ago would be shunned by society. And so the more these kids are supposedly learning from their iPads, the less they actually know. Already we're living in a world of constant distractions all around us, but can you imagine how dangerous this could be in situations?
That's why I had to pick up that book, Self-Discipline. Like, I'm damn near a grown iPad kid right now, bro. No bullshit,
accidents that result from
I'm way better though.
A
Like,
truck driver in Tennessee,
cause I might say that, and this niggas out here were like 16-hour screen time. Like, my shit not like that, but like,
attempted to turn left out of a subdivision, distracted,
I do be
he
distracted,
crashed into
though.
her head-on, resulting in around $69,000 in medical expenses, and the pre-trial offer was only $70,000. So what do you even do in these sorts of situations? Traditional personal injury law firms often involve burdensome paperwork, time-consuming processes, and costly appointments, making it difficult for victims to get the justice they deserve. And that's why I want to tell you about Morgan & Morgan. After the incident, Morgan & Morgan worked with the mother of 4 to reach a record-breaking $30 million verdict after your injury verdicts in Florida. It's the highest in working with your case. Start your claim now with below. So much and
my fault, y'all. I didn't know that was
I didn't know of itself, but ultimately what they are learning has no use or effect on their lives, and if it does, it's to their detriment. Knowledge without application is pretty useless, as the focus has now been removed from what is important like life skills, and shifted to internet fluff. And the result is, we've now got 8-year-olds trying to fit into whatever TikTok trend is viral, with no substance to reality, made up by complete weirdos online. So what happens when Generation Alpha then become teenagers, who can not only focus long enough to spell a word, but can't change a tire or even cook? It's the here and now mentality that's breaking the boundaries of learning simple patience and discipline. If you want a movie, download it. Need food, order it. You feel bad? Look at your iPad. Everything is set up now for immediate results, but the real world and achieving your destiny isn't like that at all. You have to learn patience, discipline, and embrace the negative parts of life. Without that,
this nigga speaking facts. Like, hold on, bro. Breast spazzing. Did I do this?
Your
like,
life will never have true meaning or
I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
In our new world though, reward is expected and not earned, as the brain is now being rewired to get the next dopamine fix to learn anything.
Bro, talking to me!
Rather than focusing on the path to getting that reward.
Facts.
This is why playgrounds are emptying out. All hallmarks of imagination and play are being destructive.
Yeah, they missing out, bro. Them outside, bro. Everybody outside, bro. That shit is way better than watching TikTok.
Generation be desensitized and numbed. And this is really horrific, as it means that dopamine is so fried, they need to constantly up the level to achieve the same sense of fulfillment. And as we're starting to see, this is making content online weirder and weirder, and influencers are becoming more and more deranged, which is a terrifying fact when statistically 66% of Generation Alpha, literally kids, are using iPads and tablets on a regular basis. It's been a build-up of platforms and what they can offer from Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. As the platform has mainstreamed our addiction to scrolling reels, we can sit for hours on end, whether it be YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok clips, one reel to the next.
That boy was liking them. Boy was liking it. They weren't even seeing. They were just liking it.
Everybody is addicted to it in some way.
Go do that
It's
to my
impossible
TikTok
not to.
page, bro.
And when we do this, we're
Let
never
Drake
really
clips.
engaging
Go
in
do
any
that
kind of
shit.
useful activity. And if you ask anyone what they just watched, there is so much intake of information that we don't really take in. Most people couldn't tell you their favorite reel or what they just viewed hours before. TikTok presents short reels, so we don't think of it as time consuming. We deceive ourselves into thinking we will only spend a few minutes watching and scrolling. However, these reels are designed to keep you engaged and scrolling to the next one and the next one.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's 2 AM and your brain is so stimulated by what you just watched and the blue lights radiating from your screen that you can't switch off and go to sleep. Or you just fall asleep because watching reels is making you so exhausted. But on the other side of this pipeline are people making enormous profits from this, as more and more people are starting to realize that if they can add a Subway Surfers clip to some random podcast, they can make bank from BrainRot clips. And if it's not garbage BrainRot Family Guy clips mixed in with GTA racing, it's some evil challenge like the Blackout Challenge that literally took a few kids' lives. I mean, children are now getting tattoos done to keep up with the trends that are forgotten in just a week. And because everybody wants to jump in on this, everyone thinks this is the new way to get fame, clout, and money, and it's so easy to do that everybody will do anything to be at the front of people's attention for just 15 seconds. And there is no limit to what people will do to get this attention. Most of the time,
like 10
completely
minutes and shit
compromising
now.
basic human standards and morals. Or even normal stuff like videoing themselves helping a homeless person, there's never a thought to how that homeless person might feel being filmed. It's always about the appearances and nothing of substance. Something that's very new in 2020.
See, that's the part where I kind of might disagree. Like, seeing people give, like, when I see those videos, it moved me to, like, okay, maybe I should start doing that more. Maybe I should do that. I feel that's what people post that for. Like, I like seeing that. That's positive. That's positive things I would like to see. A homeless person smiling, you, like, change somebody's life. That's positive. That's better than seeing some negativity on the net. Like, I'd rather see that than negativity. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, though.
That we haven't seen for most of human history.
At the end of the day,
But it
the
does
homeless
come a
man
time
won.
in everyone's life when we have to finally go out in the real world, find jobs, and start our lives independently. This is what's happening to Generation Z and will soon happen to Generation Alpha. But this is where BrainRot content gets really scary. As you see, the more BrainRot content you consume, the more handicapped you become to ever actually go out there and make it for yourself. Increasingly, Generation Z and Generation Alpha will have no idea how to be social and how to deal with jobs that expect them to work. As we are literally being rewired through these short clips, the rewards aren't earned. Increasingly more people can't hold down a job because they shut down at the first hard task given to them. Problem solving is becoming rarer and rarer. Patience, discipline, and drive is being increasingly numbed. If a job doesn't suit people's ideas of what work should be, they quit and move on. And it's an endless cycle, going from one job to another.
Yeah, hold on, I'm glad I ain't like this. Maybe I need to, like, calm down on the social media, though. I don't want to get cut like this, though, bro. This
Constantly chasing
this
the dragon
sound- this
for the
sound
next big
tough.
thing, but never being able to
This
actually
sound
grow in
tough, bro.
roots
I ain't gonna lie, I don't
anywhere.
wanna
As
get
people's
like
lives
this, bro.
become increasingly alienated and lonely, Generation Z and Generation Alpha continually turn to the online world as a form of escape, resorting to what they've grown up with on their phones, laptops, or iPads to scroll and find online solutions to earn money without ever actually doing anything.
I think the best thing would be to start with a job.
No.
Yeah, absolutely,
No.
she needs a job.
Thinking that splicing GTA clips with random cuts of the Joe Rogan podcast is actually a business model. Besides the odd fluke, it's a complete
If they getting money on, hold on. If they getting money on from it, nigga, don't knock the hustle, though.
pipe
Like,
dream that has no actual basis in reality. As this becomes more pervasive, it
they
leaves
getting
those
money on
who
from
want
it.
to
Just
equip to
saying.
build a life
That's
for
a
themselves.
little
As
side
people are
hustle.
placing their importance in a fake world that doesn't really exist of online entertainment and random short dopamine hits, failing to learn all the real life skills, morals, and standards that come with the very attributes that are being killed off by these algorithms, feeding a continual loop of if you don't like it, you dump it and move on. You can say whatever you want and have no consequences. You can dress like you want and wear the best fashion design clothing. But all of this is eventually working against you, as there are real life consequences to this. Through spending so much time scrolling, people are physically changing through brain rot. People are developing neck problems from constantly looking down at their phone screens. Other people's skulls are being dented by constantly wearing headphones in front of their laptops. Instead of getting exercise and sunlight, people are getting more fat, more depressed, and more sick. Psychologically, we are growing numb to the outside world. Our dopamine fried, resulting in a lack of interest in doing something that might require patience or anything that...
Okay, that's why I've been seeing the videos on Instagram. It's like, no, I mean on YouTube, it's like, it's good to be bored, like, because I just realized throughout all my days, I can't be bored. I'm always watch some, play some, or like, you know what I'm saying? I'm never going to just like, sit here with my thoughts. Like, not doing that. Sometimes I can do it, but I always gotta have something. You feel me, bro? I noticed that too.
BrainRot content offers, further pushing us into the world of idiocracy. Even being an introvert is on the rise. Not because we're introverted, humans are one of the most social creatures out there.
Exactly, bro. Niggas not introverted, bro. Niggas just be socially awkward and shit. Like, niggas is scared to speak to people and shit. And it's from being isolated from everybody, you know what I'm saying? Niggas
out there, but because we're now being pushed.
Don't talk to nobody or go outside, bro. What you
Statistically,
expect,
only 20% of people are actually introverts. However, the trend of being an introvert through generation gaps is remarkable. 46% of Generation Z identify as introverts, a massive jump from only 19% of millennials. We're robbing ourselves of real-life experiences and trade them in for small moments of entertainment. And
like, I thought I was at first. I'm like, nigga, I'm not introverted, bro. I like talking to people, bro. Like, I was like, nigga, that's an introvert would never say that. Like, I love, like,
is evident in relationships.
Had a cool little convo with like an old nigga. Like, I like talking to people, bro.
More time on their phones than in actual relationships. Relationships with parents are more strained as Generation Z and Gen Alpha are almost using another language with the slang that they use. Even when the kids try to explain what the slang means, it still leaves their parents confused and worried about the degradation of their child's communication abilities. Slang like skippity means nothing. It's just a term to say simply, originally coming from a YouTube series called Skibbity Toilet. Now,
oh, wait, that's what that come from? I don't even know that. Nah, I for real feel old then, bro. I was wondering why, like, nah, see, look, even I feel, because I was wondering why they was saying that page got 43 mil. I have never saw that ever in my life, bro. Yo, what, bro?
Slang has always been a thing, but now we're literally seeing toddlers.
But obviously, I see the target audience, bro. Little dumb niggas.
Or instead of saying something's gross or bad, literal children are now saying Ohio. The foundation of their language is being built by these random words, becoming part of their normal social language. Now, slang is by far the telltale sign of each generation.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, every niggas got slang, but I feel what you saying about our slang, though. With theirs, name my slang, hold on.
Could be explained better, whereas internet slang can't really be explained in full unless you have a basic knowledge of the internet, and in particular, TikTok clips. Leaving the older generations frustrated that children are literally learning a completely demented form of English. But overall, it's really just a sign in the breakdown of actual social communications within children. Since everything is now digital, family photos are being replaced with selfies that are so filtered that it's hard to know what age you really are at the time. We remove the wrinkles and the poses are so forced. Everyone's lusting after people that don't really exist on Instagram. In 20 years, the photos you show your children will not be authentic or real. The people you love, the people you want to be with, all completely manufactured and fake. BrainRot is
he ain't here to be nice or nothing. He just here to speak straight facts, and I respect it too. But it's like, bro, you spitting facts. I don't even want to get on social media today, bro. I'm not even gonna get on TikTok, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Thank you. Like,
it should bother everybody.
Like, you know
if
what I'm
this
saying?
generation cannot form a sense of discipline now and not know authentically what is real, how do we teach the next generation what we ourselves do not know? The ripple effect of that alone could be devastating. How many more childhoods have to be lost in the fog of watching endless reels before people realize the true damage of brain rot? Now, of course, there is a flip side to reels and social media. You can learn skills or how to fix something. There is value in seeing things from different points of view, and social media can be great to explore your creativity and artistic attributes. But there's a careful line between this and brain rot. Brain rot is more common than one thinks because there is no control. There is an underlying addiction that isn't being addressed, and like any addiction, it leads to bad consequences. If you go looking for a solution online, get the solution you want, and don't get sucked into scrolling, or you watch a specific video that you were actually looking for, or even at the least just give yourself a time limit, it isn't that bad. And social media can be a great thing. You can learn so much from it. it. But in doing so, principles like discipline are more important than ever, as it keeps you focused on the real important things. The old ways of learning and living life worked well without the internet, and people were happier because of it. Once people start realizing this and the true dangers of brain rot, only then can we reverse some of the consequences happening.
We gotta get locked in, bro. They talking about little niggas, but like, I feel like every generation, like even the old niggas got like a phone addiction, bro. Like niggas be on Facebook and shit all day, bro. Like I'm pretty sure the retired people, if they learn how to use their phone, but they don't, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, but hey, man, I don't know who this moon nigga is, but you spoke facts, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He spoke fast. He was spinning, bro. If y'all want to react to something else, let me know down below, and I'm out.